2013, Pastor, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. September the 17th, they told me that. The doctor looked at me and said, this is going to change the rest of your life. December of that same year, I was in the hospital. I turned gram-negative septic on, started swelling. The doctor looked at my life and said, I give you a 5% chance of getting out of this bed. Infection that started up here, they was marking it every hour, was going down to here. For 3 days I laid in that bed and I couldn't for one my head turned. My wife had to turn my head, fighting the biggest spiritual battle I've ever fought. I couldn't fight it physically. But on a Saturday morning about 3:30 a.m., let me tell you what happened. Yes. I felt enough strength, Pastor, that I rolled out of the bed and hit the floor. Didn't even wake my wife up. I got on my knees and it felt just like a hot water just flowing all over my body. The door opened up, the nurse seen I was praying, she closed the door, and I got up and got back in that bed, and let me tell you right now, in October I had a bone marrow transplant. The doctor said I'm still supposed to be in Louisville, but I'm here standing in church today, and I'm getting some praise. Thank God for it because it's all because of Jesus Christ. Amen. Yeah.
I want Sister Tracy to come sing. This morning on my way to going to church, well, I've been up for the last 2 or 3 nights, just couldn't hardly sleep, up and down, nervous wreck. And I thank Brother Tony for calling and Brother Rick for having me here. Appreciate being here. I'm not the best, but I'm doing what he told me to do. I thank God for my church coming to back me. I think Brother Tony has invited 4 or 5 counties. And I was just so scared to death because the more I seen him inviting brother, the more I thought, God, all the people going to show up at church and don't want to hear me. And so I just been really just sweating like crazy. And I was thinking, oh, Jesus, Lord, just. And then I found out that Sister Judy was coming and Brother Eric was going to be here. Brother Park's going to be here. Jesus, pour it on them. Let them preach. If that house is full, you just let them take it and go.
Amen.
But I thank God that I ain't nowhere near what I'm supposed to be. But I ain't nowhere near where I used to be.
Amen.
And I thank God that He's been slowly teaching me that I'm dying daily, Sister Brenda. And it's up to me whether I'm going to die or not.
Amen.
Because I can just get in the flow and go with the crowd and be with just like everybody else and have hundreds of friends and populars, they used to call it at school. But I never was popular in school. I never was. I can remember when I was little, and some of these church folk remember me. I know Brother Clark, and you don't have to amen on this part. But I can remember when I was little, I was just, I was a brat. I was just, and I can admit it. I can remember every time I go to church, anytime anybody was there that I thought Mike would take me home, I'd beg them to take me home. I know Sister Judy probably got to where she hated coming to church because she knew that a snot-nosed, blonde-headed kid was going to come up to her and pull on her leg and ask her and beg her, please take me home.
She begged me so much, I thought I'd just take her home and get her.
She finally, yeah, I did. I tormented her enough that she would take me home. But now when I look back on that, and when I see that, Sister Brenda, even back then my heart was longing.
Yes.
My soul was longing. And I didn't know what she had. I didn't understand what she had. And to me as a kid, I just thought I just wanted somebody to pay attention to me. And don't get me wrong, I had good family, I had good parents, but they just didn't pay attention to me. And so Judy, she'd take me to her house and she'd give me a bath and she'd sit there and comb my hair forever and just all kinds of little things. And oh, and I'm so glad my baby's here too. I can't believe he came. That's my boy sitting back there. That's my baby. And I'm so glad he's here. But I can remember even back then that, and this ain't even nothing part of what I was going to do, but anyway, I can remember always wanting to go with somebody. And 9 times out of 10, it'd be Sister Judy. Sister Glenda, I know she remembers, I'd run around just begging everybody just to go on with somebody. And I can remember about 12, I guess I was about 12 years old, 13 years old, I had tormented her enough and she just let me go with her just however often. But I don't remember what the church looks like. I don't remember who preached. I don't remember who I even went with. I just remember I went to a church called Equality. Y'all remember that church?
I was in Brother Eric, Sister Joanne's country over there.
I went to a church called Equality. And I was raised in church most of the time. Most of the time I was little, I was raised in church. But I can remember that night going to the altar and I knew something was pulling at me, Brother Eric, but I just didn't know what. And I still dumb as a box of rocks, so I probably didn't even know myself then what I was doing, but I went down that altar and I remember praying, God, if you're really there, I ask you to forgive me and save my soul. And that same night I got the Holy Ghost. And it's been different ever since then because I knew then, Sister Brenda, that's what I was looking for. That's what she had that I was wanting.
Come on.
So I've known from a young age that I was different. I set apart. I'm different in more ways than one, but I was different.
Amen.
Then when I got to high school, it was worse in high school than it was in grade school, but when I got to high school, I went to church at Brother Todd's, and there was a lot of young people that was there, but I just never fit with the young people. I never fit in with them. I never, I don't know why I did, but I just never fit in with them. So I remember when I started high school, Brother Clark, it was hard, but I wanted to go. And so the only thing that I had that even felt halfway comfortable with me was my Bible. And I carried it every single day to school.
Sure did.
I would maybe go off and I'd forget my books or I'd forget my pencil, but I promise, every single day that I went to high school, every day, I carried this with me. Now, I didn't sit there and read it right in front of everybody and pull it out, trying to act like I was somebody and, oh, I got the word, and I didn't do that. I just carried it with me everywhere I went. I never put it in my locker. It always stayed with me because that comfort was there. So I know that I'm different, Sister Cassandra. I know I have a reason to be different. And even this past week, the devil has fought. The devil has said, why are you even going down there to try to minister? Look who you are. You're nothing. You're nobody. You ain't worth a dime. You ain't even worth a penny. You're absolutely nothing. 46 years old, been in this thing for at least 30 years, and look how far you got. Not hardly nowhere. And I was sitting there thinking, yeah. First I started letting it kind of weigh on me, Sister Brenda. I was kind of falling into that thing. And then finally it dawned on me, yeah, you're absolutely right, devil. I ain't a thing. I'm not nothing. I'm saved by grace, but I know without a doubt, Sister Tracy, when I was 13 years old and I went to that altar and I got saved and I got the Holy Ghost, I became somebody. I am a child of the King. He knows my name, whether anybody else does or not. Whether I got 150 friends or whether I don't. Whether I'm popular or whether I'm not popular. He knows my name. I got my name written down in the Lamb's Book of Life. And that's all that matters. Nothing else matters. Big whoop about anything else, Sister Cassandra. It don't matter. It don't matter if I never get recognized by anything big. I don't really care. But just as long as the devil knows that I know who I am. As long as I'm willing.
Yes.
And see, my problem is, and a lot of people's problem is, We want to come to church on Sundays, sing Amazing Grace, and how great thou art, and sweet Jesus, swing low. And then Monday morning we wake up and crank that radio on, going to work, and there's a tear in my beer, and there's whatever other songs that's out there that you listen to. Tuesday you wake up the same way. Wednesday you wake up the same way. Never thinking about God until something happens. Then something happens. Oh, Jesus, God, you got to touch. You got to heal right now, Jesus. You'll wait 35 minutes. Well, why didn't you heal, Jesus? The tear in the beer was still getting in the way of the prayer going through to heaven because you hadn't thought about Jesus since Sunday. I'm preaching to me more than I am y'all. Amen.
It's true.
And this is what I've been going through. I'm just giving you what I'm preaching to me what I've been dealing with. So if I don't die out daily and get rid of this carnal flesh, now I'm not gonna walk around perfect and have a white cloud follow me and all that. I ain't trying to say that, but I can live right and I can do right and I can walk the right way. I can talk the right talk. When I come home in the evenings, instead of flopping down in that recliner with my grubby gold glass of tea, instead of turning that boob tube on, is sitting down right in front of me. If I get that word out and start digging, and reading how he loved me, and how he bled for me, and how he died for me, and he washed away my sins, then I'm going to see a difference. Then I'm going to see a change. But it's up to you whether you want the change or not.
Amen.
Sister Judy can't make me. Sister Brenda can't make me. I got to make up my mind. It's just like losing weight. Everybody say, oh, first of the year I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to do it. But until you put some action behind it, ain't no weight coming off. I promise, first-hand experience. Mouth can say anything, as Sister Pat Ashton always used to say. Mouth can say anything. Sister Tracy, you want to sing or not? Are you sure? I was wanting her to sing. I thought of it this morning when I was on the way to church. I didn't even mean to go off on all that. I'm sorry, y'all. And I promise I ain't long-winded at all. Y'all.
Obey the Lord.
I'm not long-winded at all. I'll be done. I'm going to try to at least make it 15 minutes. And how much of it a minute? You're probably 5. So y'all only got about 10 more minutes to... I just do it and go. I don't... But anyway, this morning I was thinking on the way to church, that song was just rolling over and over and over in my heart. Tell me what it was again, Sister Tracy. How great thou art. Oh Lord my God, and I an awesome wonder. Consider all the world's thine hands have made. And so I thought, well, that sounds like it's a good song. It will go along with what I'm going to speak about. Then I get to church, and Sister Arlene just talked all over what I was talking about, and then Brother Clark talked all over what I was talking about, and Brother Eric. So anyway, they're going to get just a second dose of what was going on this morning. But my first scripture that I'm going to read is in Mark 11 and 22. Now before this, and you can go back and read that, but Jesus was walking along with the disciples, and a few scriptures back from that, he was with Peter, and he came up to a fig tree. Let's make sure that was the right kind of tree I was going to say. And he was wanting to eat some fruit off of that tree, but the tree didn't have no fruit on it, Sister Glenda. And he cursed that tree. And when he cursed that tree, he went ahead and left, but nothing happened to the tree. It was still there. Still standing with the leaves on it. Didn't have no fruit, but it had the leaves on it. So when they got down there in verse 20, the next morning, when they went by, Peter passed by and saw that the fig tree was dried up from the rocks. Now the first point that I got out of that is just because when you pray for something, and when you're asking God for something, just because it don't happen right at that second when you're praying it don't mean it ain't going to happen.
Amen.
Right.
If he prayed for something and he's everything and all being, if he prayed for something and it didn't happen until the next day, then don't get worried not one bit because you pray for something and it ain't happened just yet. After you pray for it, then that's when you go in and just start thanking him for it. God, I know faith. That's when faith comes in. God, I know you're going to do it. God, I thank you for doing it. Lord, I praise you for doing it. Lord, I know it's going to happen. Then you just start thanking him for it instead of wondering why. Okay. And Jesus said unto him, have faith in God. For verily I say unto you that whosoever shall say unto the mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. The three biggest things that I fight and battle in my life is doubt, unbelief, and fear.
Amen.
And every one of them things are spirits from the devil.
Amen.
Every one of them. Doubt, unbelief, and fear. Anything that has to do with God, we doubt it. Anything that has to do with God, we don't believe it. And just anything in general, we fear it.
Amen. Come on.
But the biggest problem with all of us, and if you didn't hit one of them, you may hit two of them, you may have hit all three of them like me. And if you don't hit none of them, well, God bless your heart. Hallelujah.
Amen.
But all three of them, the devil fights us at every turn.
Amen.
Fear just over anything. I'm a worrywart, or was a worrywart. I'm getting over that. I was a worrywart. If things just didn't go like I thought they should have went, I just worried myself sick trying to figure it out. I sat there and prayed, Lord Jesus, answer this prayer, God, I need you to move right now. And then I'd sit down and start trying to figure out how I was going to fix it, how I was going to move it. Praying to him the whole time for him to fix it, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out how I'm going to do it, how this is going to take place, and that's going to happen. But Lord, you take care of it, and I'm just going to show you how to take care of it. I don't think I'm the only one that does that.
You ain't.
Fear, doubt, and unbelief. And another thing that I have noticed in the Bible when I was looking up fear, it's afraid, worried, frightened, alarm, anxiety.
Come on.
At some point in people's life, they got fear.
Come on.
But let me tell you where I think, and I'm just 99% sure that I'm right. But I tell you what's happened to us. If you will look that word up and pull up every scripture that comes with fear, it's fear of the Lord. And in the day and time we live now, there ain't hardly nobody that fears God.
Amen.
They fear everything else, they fear everybody else, but they don't fear God.
Come on. Amen.
The fear of God has left people, and that's what has wrong. That's what's turned, that's what's happened. And because we don't fear God no more, that's why we're in the trouble that we're in. That's why I'm in the trouble that I'm in.
Come on.
But I thank God that I'm coming up out of that. I thank God that He brought that scripture to me, that we got to die out daily to this flesh.
Yes.
We've got to die out to this thing. If we don't die out to it, then we ain't going to go nowhere, because too much flesh that's in there. And in the scripture, I know I'm probably getting ahead of myself, but there's a scripture that says in John 7:37 and 38, it says, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. Rivers. Okay, now if we've got that, this is what I got to do. This is how I got it. See, I guess that's why I'm probably different, y'all, because I get things so simple. I can get it where 2-year-olds can understand it. But when I was thinking about this, Sister Joanne, when it said, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water, your belly is the center of your being.
Oh, come on.
That's the center of your being. Well, if you have seen on TV where those floods come in and those waters come rushing in, have you ever noticed what it does? It makes a path everywhere it goes. And everything that's in its way, it moves it. Everything that's in the path of that flood, it moves it right out of the way and drops it off wherever the water ends. If we let that river of living water flow down inside of us, all this carnal stuff is going to clean it out. You talking about a good cleaning out?
Yes.
We get that river flowing,
Oh, yeah.
and from those rivers, there's streams that's flowing. That river ain't just for me. When I get this river in me, this river is going out to you and going out to you, because I ain't supposed to just have it for myself. It's supposed to clean out, move out, and then stream off over to somebody else for me to help somebody else.
Amen.
See, all this time I've been stupid thinking it's just all about Pat Neal. Whatever Pat Neal wants, whatever Pat Neal needs. I wasn't put here to be for Pat Neal.
Amen.
Well, our mind is just crazy how it thinks because we were born to serve the Lord. The whole purpose for us here is to preach and witness and to help somebody to know who Jesus is and to lead them to Christ. Just like one of the preachers said a while ago, it's not long, not many days, and He's coming back.
Amen.
When I stand before Him, what's my book going to look like? Am I going to have a little bitty old thin book, or am I going to have a great big old thick book? Well, this is what you did, and this is who you testified to, and this is who you witnessed to, and this is who you did good to. That river ain't just for me. That river's for everybody. But I got to get the river flowing to clean me out for me to be able to help others. If I can't help others, then I'm in trouble.
Amen.
Okay. I'm trying to hurry. Okay, Mark 2, verses 1 through 5. That's the scriptures where it talks about the man with the palsy. And I believe it was the 4 men that came and carried him in. Couldn't get into the doorway, so they went up to the roof and let him in.
Yeah.
Because of their faith, he was made whole. Because of their faith. How many people are missing out on being made whole? Are missing out on getting a touch from God because our faith ain't where it should be.
Amen.
Our faith should be strong enough that I can be able to touch my brother. My faith should be strong enough that I should be able to help my sister.
Well, come on now.
Because of their faith,
Yeah.
he was made whole because they stepped out. They did what they wanted. They knew that they could do. They knew that they had to get there. They had to press in. They had to make their way. It's time for us to be set apart. We got to get cleaned up.
Yes.
Some people have 1 foot in the church and 1 foot in the world. That's what I was talking about a while ago.
Amen.
And my last point that I want to get to is Philippians 4 and 11. I thought I had it marked. Somebody read it for me. Philippians 4 and 11.
Not that I speak in respect of one, for I have learned, in whatsoever state I am, there was to be content.
Content. We've got to learn to be content. We've got to learn that wherever God's placed us, if it's cleaning the toilets, be happy and thank God, Lord, I thank you that I'm able to clean the toilet.
Amen.
God, I thank you that I'm able to vacuum the floors here at church. Lord, whatever He's put you at, be content with where you're at. Everybody's always wanting what somebody else has got, living up with the Joneses and how good they're doing. Everybody wants what they got. But if we'll learn to be content with what we've got, He may not give us nothing no better, but He will bless us with what we've got.
Amen.
Amen.
He will help us in everything that we do if we'll just be content with what we've got. And like I said, I just thank God for being here. I thank God for, I sit there at the house and I got all these notes going and I'm sitting there going through it in my mind. And boy, I'm just preaching up a storm, just going to town. And then I get here, it's like, oh, Jesus. We'll just do a little talking. But I thank God that He gave me the opportunity. I hope just a little something helped you. I thank God for the rivers. I thank God for Him opening my eyes. I thank God for Him loving me. I thank God for Him forgiving me. I thank God for Him. He walks with each and every one of us.
Amen.
If we would just walk with Him, He's walking right beside of us. Healing is walking with me.
Amen.
Deliverance is walking with me.
Oh, come on.
Nothing that I do, because I can't do a thing.
Amen.
I couldn't even move that microphone stand if it wasn't for Him.
Amen.
But if I serve Him and I work through Him, then we can see things happen. Our prayers can get answered.
Amen.
I just thank God for everything He's done for me, and thank y'all so much for being here.
Things go back, work your way back. I was listening to Sister Pat, and I heard her talk about fear. I did 21 years in the military, and fear will do one of 3 things. Fear will either freeze you where you're at, and you'll stay there. Fear will have you retreat sometimes. But occasionally, That fear will get in somebody, and they'll get up and they'll charge. It's all they got left to do. They're too afraid to run back. They're too afraid to sit still, so I'm just going to charge. So we just need to charge the gates of hell, Judy, and not worry about it. Because He goes before me, He goes behind me, He's everywhere we go.
Amen.
Amen. I do thank Sister Pat for that word. Amen. It's hard when you first step out, trust me. It is. But you know what? I think she did good. Let's go ahead and give her a hand. And again, this altar's open. There's plenty of ministers here. If you need prayer, come on up and we'll pray.